What is up? What is going on, everybody? I am back with the Mariners post-game recap. And for what feels like the first time in a while, we are talking about a Mariners win. And to this point, the most important Mariners win of the season, a season-saving victory, keeping their hopes up for the playoffs alive as they defeat the Houston Astros 6-2, setting up a game that's going to be even more important for the Mariners tomorrow night against the Astros, where it is truly, truly all on the line. I am going to get into all of it. Before I do that, do me a favor, guys, hit that like button for the video. That helps me out tremendously. It gets the video out to more people, all that fun stuff. So hit the like button for me and hit subscribe. I'm closing in on 2,500 subs. I still get about 40% views from non-subs. So if you do like what you see, or maybe not what you see, but what you hear, and enjoy it, just hit that subscribe button for me. It just helps me out a whole lot as I'm trying to get to 2,500 subs. So subscribe and like. Mariners win it 6-2. They had to have it. They absolutely had to have it. And not even like oh, yeah, this was a must. And we've called games must wins. I've said many games this year feel like must wins. And that doesn't mean that they weren't, but tonight was like must win. This was like game 3 down 2-0 must win. You lose it, season's over. They would have dropped to 2.5 behind Houston. Even if you win tomorrow, Houston just needs to go into Arizona and maybe win 1, and then you've got a sweep. I don't know what the math would have been. I mean, winning 1 in the series doesn't end the season, but it puts you in a big hole. If you would have gotten swept, it would have been over. But tonight felt like an absolute must-win game for this team. There was no way around it. They had to come out and get a W. Even the broadcast, Aaron Goldsmith and Mike Blowers talked about that, and they work for the organization, so they've got to keep things as optimistic as possible. Like, you know what I mean? That they can't go being super critical. So even for them to say, hey, this is a must win, it was definitely a must win game. And the team got it done. I'm going to talk about this game. I'm going to talk a little bit about tomorrow's game and what we might see or what we need to see for this game. Listen, there were some things to maybe be a little critical of tonight, but they had to win and they did. That's the only takeaway you can have. There are some things I thought maybe managerial wise, they did some interesting things, but also this was like game 7. You had to win this. You needed to throw your horses at this one. You needed to throw everything against the wall and do everything you can to win this baseball game, because tomorrow wouldn't have mattered had they lost today. So you're fighting every day. It's all hands on deck for the rest of the season here. So let's dive into this game and how the Mariners did it. Scoring wise, bottom of the third, they had Mike Ford reached on a single, and then Ty France had a single. Josh Rojas had a really nice line drive that Kyle Tucker made a great play on, but then Mike Ford going to third. Tucker tried to throw him out there. Ball rolled into the dugout, and it scored a run as Mike Ford came home. Ty was able to move to third. Julio hit a sac fly, made it 2-0. In the 5th inning, Cal Raleigh hit a little blooper on a 3-0 pitch down the line, which ended up scoring Rojas and Julio because Kyle Tucker threw that one into the camera well into the dugout. The first one was Altuve threw it away, and then Kyle Tucker threw it away. Astros get a run in the 7th on a Singleton sac fly. Mariners answer with 1 in the 8th on a Ty France. I kid you not, a Ty France solo home run to get the Mariners their 6th run of the game. And then in the 9th, it was an RBI single from, let's see, or was it the ground out? Hold on. The Astros run of the 9th. It was on Altuve had the single, which scored Kessinger in the 9th inning. So the Mariners hold on and win at 6-2. Let's get into the pitching here, the offense, all that we'll talk about tomorrow. What a start for George Kirby. Absolutely fantastic season on the line, and George absolutely stepped up and did what you expect an ace, or someone that you hope is an ace, to do. 6 shutout innings, 5 hits, 1 walk, 4 Ks. I thought the first inning was absolutely the key in this game. The Astros ended up loading the bases, not on much. Altuve had sort of an infield hit. Bregman just put one through on the left side. Wasn't much to it. Jordan grounded out that moved the runners over. They kind of pitched around Tucker, then put him on. And then Abreu hits a soft grounder that looked like it might be trouble. Gino makes a great play out to home, and they get Diaz to ground out to get out of that with 0 runs. I thought that was absolutely the key in this game. If that inning had spiraled, I don't think they win this game. The way the Mariners have been playing as of late, the way the momentum has just gone against this team, I honestly think it might have spiraled out of control, and they would have lost the game. Even giving up 1 run there, I don't think it would have been over down 1-0, but it definitely would have felt like, here we go again. This team can't even come up to bat without getting down 1-0 or 2-0 early. But a great job by Kirby to get out of that and to get the offense back out there, not being behind. And then Kirby settled in. Actually, I didn't think Kirby pitched poorly in the first inning. Altuve's was a bit of an infield hit. Bregman's just was kind of a seeing eye single. Jordan grounds out. Tucker kind of an intentional walk, and then you get 2 groundouts. I thought Kirby was fine in the first inning, did a nice job settling in with the pitch count. There's going to be a lot of talk should Kirby have come out for the 7th, and I get it. And I'm going to get into that right now, because the thought process is with Bryce Miller going tomorrow, you're going to want the bullpen all hands on deck. And I do think you do want the bullpen all hands on deck. And I would have sent George Kirby out for the 7th inning. I said it on Twitter. I'm going to say it here. I think George Kirby should have gone out in the 7th inning. However, let's not forget that just a couple weeks ago, George Kirby was upset that he went back out at 90 pitches. I did a video on it. I did not like that comment from Kirby. And I think most of you agreed. There were some people, though, that sided with Kirby. And that's fine. That's totally fine. But if you're going to side with him there, then you got to be okay with him coming out here. Maybe there was something where Kirby went to Scott and said, I don't have any more to give. And that's fine if that's the case. You know what I mean? I'm not getting on anybody. Pitchers know their limits and everything. That's fine. Again, my issue with Kirby in the Tampa Bay start was making it public. If he's gassed or whatever, then that's fine. You tell your skipper. I just didn't like that it was public. So I don't know. I probably would have sent Kirby back out for the 7th. But you should feel pretty good turning it over to Topa. Topa just did not have his best stuff today. It happens. He hits a batter, gives up 2 singles. What a job by Matt Brash, who comes in, gives up the sac fly to Singleton, but then gets out of it with, Singleton had the pinch hit, and then it was Altuve. He struck out Altuve and then got Bregman to ground out. And then Brash gets through the 8th as well, including a strikeout of Jordan Alvarez as well to get through that. So I thought Brash did a great job. Again, should Matt Brash go 2 innings with everything going on tomorrow and maybe need the bullpen? In a perfect world, no. In a perfect world, the Mariners could have gone to Isaiah Campbell in the 9th inning. Topa could have gotten the outs. They could have gone to Gabe Spire. But this is the downside of losing other games before this. They could not play for tomorrow. Right now, this team is kind of 1 game at a time. Now, if you can win tomorrow, it does give you not cushion, but a little bit to wiggle around. This team had to play this game as if it was a game 7. I truly believe their season was on the line today. And I'm sorry, when my season's on the line, I don't want Isaiah Campbell and Dominic Leone coming into the game. I get it. 4 or 5 run leads, you should be able to turn it over to some of those guys. I wouldn't have been mad if Brash should have absolutely come in with the bases loaded. But if they went to someone else in the 8th or someone else in the 9th, I would have understood. Said, hey, 4 or 5 run lead, save the guys for tomorrow. But I also understand going to them and getting a win that you absolutely had to have. You'll worry about tomorrow. Today, you had to get a W. So would I have left Kirby in for the 7th? Yeah, probably. Would I have taken Brash out after the 7th? I probably would have done that too. But I can tell you this, if I was a manager, I wouldn't want my season to end because I went to Edward Bizardo in the 8th inning, who has been in AAA and up and down all season, because I was trying to save Munoz and Matt Brash for tomorrow. I'm going to go with my guys, and truthfully, they should be available tomorrow. Topa should be okay to go. He only threw 8 pitches. Brash did throw 25. You might be able to squeeze an inning out of him tomorrow. And Munoz threw 15, so should be okay there. And then Munoz came in the 9th with a 5-run lead. Again, I'd probably go to Isaiah Campbell there. But again, could you imagine if Campbell came in and loaded up the bases, how frustrated we'd be going, season's on the line, and you go to Isaiah Campbell? So Scott went to Munoz. He went to a guy that he knows can get him outs. Now, Munoz struggled a little bit in the 9th, Boy, that was a nasty hit by pitch on Chas McCormick, and I hope McCormick's okay. That some people on Twitter were like, "Oh, just got him in the back." That did not. That got him in the spleen area at 99. He was struggling to stand up. So I do hope he's okay, because that is a hard place to take a hit by pitch. He could definitely need some medical treatment for that. I won't speculate, but I certainly hope he's okay. Other than that, I actually thought Munoz was fine. He got BABIP'd a little bit. Pena and Altuve kind of dropped some bloopers in there on him. They get Bregman to ground into what looked to be a double play. Gino stepped on third, threw over. He was safe. And then Alvarez lines out to end it, and the Mariners get the win. So again, like I understand that people wanted to go different routes for some of those later innings, but I can tell you this: if Scott had gone to Campbell or Bizzardo in the ninth and they loaded up the bases and then something happened, you can't sleep at night knowing you didn't have your best arms out there with the season on the line. And I think they're managing it like that. I don't think they're down tomorrow. I think all these guys are 100% available tomorrow. I think it is all hands on deck. This is a playoff series. You have to win it. You have to win it. And if there's anything Brash has in the tank tomorrow, even if it's for 1 out, use it. Use it. Let's get into the offense we'll talk about tomorrow. Offense wasn't amazing, but it was nice to see them. I thought they worked some real nice bats against Javier. I thought they did a good job. It looked like early on they were going to get mowed down today, that they hung in there. They were patient. They drew 4 walks. They had enough timely hitting and some timely defensive errors from the Astros. But listen, this Mariners team has run into all sorts of bad luck in the last couple of weeks. They were due a couple bounces to go their way. JP was 0 for 3 with the walk. Tough day, tough series so far for JP. It would be great to see him in a big game tomorrow. Julio was 0 for 2 with an RBI and a walk. He had the sac fly. Julio's been a little cold, but that sac fly was good to see. He drove the ball. Good to see him manufacture a run there. It was nice to get that second run in that third inning, so I thought that was good. And I thought Julio's walk was a good at-bat. It was Javier's last batter that he faced, and he was not getting a fastball, and Julio did a nice job laying off the breaking stuff. Cal was 2 for 3, reached base 3 times, an RBI and a walk. His base hit was huge. It was on a 3-0 pitch. It wasn't much to it. It was kind of a little blooper that fell in there, but by gosh, did they need it. They absolutely needed it, and it keyed a 3-run inning, which won this game for him. Teo was 1 for 4 with an RBI. Kelenic 1 for 4. Gino was 0 for 3 with a walk. Would love to see Gino get something going here. Mike Ford was 1 for 2. Dylan Moore pinched hit from with the bases loaded. They've got to get something out of Demo, because they're going to be facing a tough customer tomorrow in Framber Valdez. Demo's probably going to be in there tomorrow. My gosh, they need something out of Dylan Moore. Canzone pinched hit for Dylan Moore. Was 0 for 1. Ty France, 2 for 4. A single and a home run. Ty has had some better at-bats as of late. And I get people don't want to see him in the lineup. I truthfully don't really either. I would rather see Mike Ford, but Mike Ford hasn't played a lot of first base either. I don't think it's just as easy. It's just easy to say, oh, put Mike Ford in there. Yeah, he's played there when Ty just can't go. But I do get them playing Ty France through this. And it paid off today. Ty's base hit was huge. Yeah, it was a little blooper. But you know what? Beggars can't be choosers right now. And good to see a home run from Ty. Anything we can get in these final 5 games from Ty and Gino, take it and enjoy it. Rojas was 1 for 4, had a solid base hit. And truthfully, that line drive he hit in the third inning looked like he was going to get down, but Tucker just made a great play on it. Interesting thing in this game, George Kirby was hit by a ball that a fan threw back out onto the field. I shouldn't laugh. That's a scary thing. I have no idea. I guess it was a teenager. I have zero sympathy for it. I went to many ball games when I was young. In fact, I remember being 18 and we would tailgate and drink, and I was under 21, and never, ever did it occur to me to ever, now I didn't get a ton of foul balls, but I've gotten some, and it never occurred to me to ever throw a ball onto the field of play that could potentially hit somebody or do anything, whether it's the opposing team or your own team. So don't really care if he's 16. Obviously, kids make mistakes. I'm not saying lock him up or anything, but I don't have a lot of sympathy for it either as being a kid, because I went to plenty of games as a kid, and that was never anything that crossed my mind ever, to do something like that, which, I mean, that hits Kirby in the head. A ball coming from that distance, it could do some damage. So it's scary stuff there. Not smart. All right. All comes down to tomorrow. Today, season was on the line. Tomorrow, it's on the line, and you also have a chance to get right back in that playoff spot. If the Mariners beat the Astros tomorrow, they are in a playoff position. They control their own destiny. They have a tiebreaker over Houston. Everything would be in front of them. And for good note, Toronto lost today too, so you're a game and a half back of the Blue Jays. Truthfully, if you beat Houston tomorrow, that should hopefully don't need the Blue Jays, but it's still there. And you do have the tiebreaker over them. Texas lost. You're 3 back in the division. I mean, listen, if you can go into those 4 games 2 back and you can sweep Texas, I mean, more power to you. I would say there's a part of me that's not against Texas wrapping this thing up. I don't think they can now. But if they did, then you could go in and Texas maybe sits some guys and gives you a better chance to beat them. I don't know. Just keep winning your games. Just keep winning. Win these last 5 and see where it puts you and see what it does to you. Let's check out what we got for tomorrow. Let me just move it ahead here. Come on, MLB. Work with me. Work with me. There it is. So we got a 6:40 start time tomorrow night. We have got Framber Valdez, one of the best in the bigs. The Mariners did finally get to him the last time they faced him against Bryce Miller. Listen, and I know they use some guys tonight. I know Brash, Munoz, and Topa all through. Again, this is a playoff series. Maybe Brash is down, but even there, I think all 3 guys should be good to go tomorrow. The leash needs to be very, very short for Bryce Miller. And I'm not even talking short as in if he gets in trouble. Even if he gets through it, I would give him 1 turn through the lineup. 1 turn. Hopefully it's 1, 2, 3 innings, and that's 3 innings. I am not letting him face Jordan and Tucker twice in this game. Gabe Spire, Taylor Saucedo need to be ready to go because they are pitching and they are pitching. This is what I would do. They are pitching early. Bryce Miller is, listen, if he's cruising, I get it, but I am not letting him, even if he's looks sharp, I'm probably getting him out of there very early. I'm not risking this, or unless you're through 2 innings and you get 6, 7 runs or something, then I would obviously let him go, but I'm assuming close game here. I would go into that bullpen. Spire, Saucedo, ready to go. 5th inning, Brash gets you 1. Topa gets you 1. Munoz. If Munoz can go 2, you try to get 2. If Topa can get you 2, you try to get 2. If Spire can get you 2, you try for 2. I mean, it is all hands on deck tomorrow. The leash has to be short for Bryce Miller. It absolutely does. The lineup is too good to have, if Brantley plays, which I doubt because he didn't pitch it today, excuse me. But with Jordan and Tucker, it's too risky. It is. So I am Bryce Miller. I'm pulling him very quickly tomorrow, unless you get a lot of runs, unless maybe he is just dealing. But if there's any sign in the 3rd inning or so, 2nd time through the lineup, go to the bullpen. I do not care if you force through it and it's dead for Thursday. Because here's the thing. If you win tomorrow, you could actually still lose on Thursday and have that tiebreaker over Houston. I'm not saying that makes Thursday gravy and you don't care, but you could theoretically on Thursday rest some of those guys and be like, listen, if we find a way to win this, great. If not, then whatever. You have to get that win tomorrow. Most important game tomorrow. You need to do everything you can do. The lineup against Valdez. They need some of these righties to step up. Ty France did it tonight. Ty stepped up. That wasn't against a lefty, but he still stepped up. Gino has to step up. Teo looking for a big game. Dylan Moore is going to be in there. Guys, I know Dylan Moore needs to say he's been terrible. Ty needs to say he's been terrible. Gino needs to say he's been terrible. Some of these guys have to play. There's not enough players on the roster. So chunk of those guys have to play. Ty is going to be in there against a lefty. My guess is that they could go Rojas tomorrow. My guess is Dylan Moore's at 2nd. My guess is JP's at short, Gino's at third, Cal's catching. I know lefty righty. It's too important of a game for Cal not to be in there. If you win tomorrow, Cal can have Thursday. I think you can give Cal Thursday off if you win tomorrow. Cal's got to be in there. Teo's got to be in there. By the way, a great catch today from Teo defensively. That was great to see. It's Julio in center. I would still go with Kelenic in left field. I'm not getting cute with that. I would still go with Jared Kelenic, even against a lefty. So we'll see what they do. They could go Haggerty. I would probably go Kelenic, but we'll see what they decide to do. But it's all hands on deck. This is it. We got it today, survived. Now it's on to tomorrow. You win tomorrow, there's a very, very good chance this team ends up in the playoffs. A very, very, very good chance. In fact, I'm willing to go as far to say that if they win tomorrow, I think they do make the playoffs. If they lose tomorrow, I think they don't. Today wasn't quite that. Today was if they lose, they're out. If they win, they're still alive. That was today. Tomorrow is the next step. Let's go get it. Let's go get a W tomorrow. Keep this season alive. Keep it going. And then have a little magic in the final series of the year. Have a great night, everybody. Enjoy it. Enjoy the win. Always good to have your team win no matter what. And we still have hope. There's still hope. Let's get it done tomorrow. Go Mariners. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. And I will see you guys all tomorrow for the post-game recap. And hopefully with the win. We were talking about a Mariners team. They would currently be holding down a playoff spot. They got it done tonight. They got it done. One more big one to get. The last four still matter too, but it's one game at a time. All hands on deck tomorrow. Have a great night, everybody. Take care. Go Mariners. Peace.